Welcome to Stories Through Poetry. Right now, we're taking another look at the young black boy who we've been looking and studying this whole time. You see, when the young black boy lost both his parents under the tender age of 16, suicide lived in his being. There wasn't a day that didn't go by that he didn't think of a way of ending his suffering, to end the pain in his heart that never seemed to heal, to close the gap that never seemed to fill. A promise that he made to himself one of these days, he's glad he never fulfilled. It's chapter 6, Suicidal Thoughts. What happens when life makes you shake and quiver? Do one just say fuck it and throw the towel in with thoughts of never picking it up again? Something every suicidal thought doesn't consider. Round 1, fuck it. Thoughts in the bucket of pills that you know won't get the job done. Just enough to get your stomach aired. Now you're left to deal with feelings that put your mind somewhere and friends that no longer claim you as theirs. So round 2, you say fuck it and slit the same wrist horizontally to feel the same rush that's oh so familiar to that first high, cry, and nut combined. I know y'all remember that first one, and it still won't get the job done. So you say fuck it and aim the heat above your cheeks and instead in between your teeth, scared to let the cold steel burn your last thoughts. You see, what that leave is worried friends and families left to clean up brain matter and tissue, changing diapers from failed attempts and burning questions, how could you? What that leave is worried family and friends wondering, what the fuck you wearing long sleeves and the drop top bins while it's 95 degrees? Whether or not we ask, but what the fuck are the bracelets for? See, the more we try to hide the pain we go through, two can play that game too. So do it right the next time. Put the heat between your teeth and aim high. Slit your wrist like a lowercase L instead of a minus sign. See, minus the bullshit we leave our family and friends to clean up. Clean up before yourself, because after is only an afterthought. Shit. Consider the life you could live if you just lived. You see, life hurts. So you got to know how to hurt life so your thirst for desires expires. So before you say fuck it and reach for the heat, a shard, or down a bucket, you're not only hurting yourself. Your kids can't sneak past the urn on the shelf, and don't forget, hell is a one-way ticket with no forgiveness. That's suicidal thoughts. See, like I shared with y'all, the young black boy going through chapter 1, of just his pops, just looking at the burning thoughts and the questions that he had for his dad not being around like he should have been. To chapter 2, looking at his mother and the role that she played and where she was at during this whole process. How he had to cope with his feelings, how he had the anger that came with that lack, so of course there was issues that would come along with it. And those issues, he made a promise to himself that one of these days he was going to take his life. And he's, to this day, he is glad that is a promise that he never fulfilled. We got to truly realize how precious life is. And it's not just us who hurts at the end. We got to think about those who we leave behind before we leave them behind. That's chapter 6, Suicidal Thoughts. Peace.